Someone's already viewing. That was so fast. Big fan right there. Oh, just went through a retinal migraine or optical migraine. I can never remember the term that's actually used for it. Oh, man. I've taken some painkillers to help with the pain. Still hurts. Can I get this out of my pocket? My wallet. Okay. Oh, I should be showing that. Now I should have definitely got that ice pack helmet thing, because I could have put it on my head now while having a headache, which is actually what they're used for. It says it's supposed to be for my like headaches and something. I mean, you can use it just for the heat as well, but it does literally say for like headaches. And I'm tired. And a hot plate. This is really lagging my stream. It's still loading. I must have not loaded up for a while. I guess it has been a week. The following drive has limited space. You're not wrong, it does. Can we clear anything off real fast? Xbox games. Is that just Forza? Forza with an actual steering wheel is awesome. It's just Forza. I might play it this weekend. I'm not sure. I want to play my Steam Deck, so... What's taking up all this space then? Steam Library? What's in here? Steam Apps. Comment. Oh, you know what? I know what's still... Boom. Oh, actually, I should have installed that. Oh, it's already uninstalled. Nice. Alright, that should have cleared up a little bit of room. 12 gigabytes. It's fine. There it goes. Room. I'm still being very struggling with like the phlegm in my throat. My doctor just gave me nasal spray for it, but it doesn't seem to be helping at all. But oh well. Hopefully I don't perish. Cool. This is always laggy for us, so we'll reduce to 50 and make sure it's not too laggy. How's it looking? Not too bad. Oh, you know what? Since I've updated my drivers, it's a little bit better. Not a lot better, but a little bit. All right, so yeah, we've got the cooker in, we've got that in. Let's move on to the next thing. I have Pure F. And let's hope my headache doesn't get to me too much. You know, I always find it so baffling when you get like in the workplace and you get like really angry people because they're like something's wrong, something happened at home, they're not feeling well, and they just get angry at everybody. And apparently that's okay because they're not feeling well. And I think that's such an annoyance. I'm like, just because you're not feeling well doesn't mean you have to put down everybody else. No matter where I've worked, especially because I worked in retail a lot. I'd come in. I'm not saying you got to force a smile on people's faces, but I'd act friendly to all customers. I like friendly to my employees. Didn't matter what happened at home, because that's what happened at home. It didn't matter what put me in a bad mood that day. I wouldn't show that I was in a bad mood to my employees or to customers because I'm not there to do that. It's the video, I think. Video, blender document. There you go. My face is like, whoa. Let me turn on the light. Okay, I've actually got Lo-Fi muted for me because I don't think it'd be very good for my headache. So if the audio is a bit janky, someone hit me up. So this is actually UV maps now, right? Yeah. What's this? Cool. So that's just the glass part is separate. Has it got separate material on it? Nice. Okay. Cool. So if I wanted to texture that up, I could. Maybe that's what we'll do today. Well, I'm kind of blocking up the entire kitchen. Maybe I shouldn't do that today. It's very specific of what there is up here if I want to... Because I can still use all of these sides. I'm not against it. It's got all the sort of right dimensions. We need a washing machine in here. So I need to like cut out pretty early like that. Sink is in the middle of this, and it starts before the sink. Oh, in the middle of this, sorry. The sink starts like here. So I'm not looking for full accuracy, just accurate enough to look good. So that's already too far. I'm gonna have to pull this over just a tad. And that is a lot of room. It's very square looking like this. I might actually have to rearrange some of this, but that's fine. Oh, headache. Why are you gonna do me like this? Oh, God, I feel so bad. Weirdly enough, I've been complaining. I've been talking about like how I've been very unwell for quite a long time now. Something's always wrong with me. Like, oh, it's ridiculous. Something is always wrong with me. But weirdly enough, I actually hadn't had a headache in forever. My headaches had sort of disappeared, and I was like, great, at least not everything is wrong. But now they're back. Well, this is the first one I've had. So hopefully I won't get another one for like another year, because that's probably how long it took before I got this one. I basically go blind in my left eye. I've been my right eye once, I'm pretty sure. But I go blind in one eye, and yeah, and then it's not a good time. I can't see in one eye, and then 20 minutes go past, I can see again, but then I get a very strong headache. But, oh well. There are people with much worse situations than me when it comes to health, so I'm not going to complain too much. I don't think we do that. I think we instead... Yeah, because there's a double door actually here. So I need to fit in 2 double doors along here. They're actually a little bit thinner as well. So if I do... boom. If I do this, I'll pull it in just a little bit. Grab this. Is that grabbing all of that? Nice. Pull that here. Delete you. You. Over with a little gap in the middle. Yeah, it's got quite a big gap. Yeah, that's good. Probably a little bit more of a gap like that. There you go. No cupboards on here, so I'll grab some of those over now too. What I should actually be doing here is UV mapping these first if I'm going to reuse these cupboards specifically. There you go. I almost said specifically. What is going on there? Is that just is it being subdivided? What is going on there? Hold on a minute. Oh, it's being beveled. Wait. Oh, and it's being subdivided. Hold on a minute. Do I need to subdivide? No. Put that to like 50. So, yeah, that's good. That's better. Keep sharp. Cool. And these are actually different shape entirely anyway, so let's grab that. So I might be a little bit woozy. Separate that for now. Come in here, delete the bevel on that. There you go. These. You know what? We'll just make new ones. Cool. So they look like, you know what? They just look like this. If I get a cylinder, go to 16. Wait, what? Was this origin not there? What? It says I'm global. I'm not scaling around the gimbal. Cool. What? What? Set origin. Oh. Volume mass. How about now? There you go. What's going on? Alright. Yeah, my friend who I work with was like, oh. So basically he was telling me to just use like if you select something, so let me show you the tool. I just did the circle. So if you've got an object or anything and you're like, oh, I want to select, will it work here? No, wait. Leave the face up here. Only faces. And I want to start selecting and like, I want it to grow essentially. You just push control plus and control minus. But he was like telling me to do it. And he was like, yeah, just go to select. And I was like, select? He's like, come on, Steve. It's like, I was like, oh, here. He went, yeah. I was like, I have touched these once in my life. Like, I don't use this menu at all. I know the shortcuts. Either I know the shortcuts or I just type the command in. Like, mark seam. Like, if I wanted to mark a seam, I wouldn't go there. I'd just, like, click it, right, mark seam, and then do that. And that's still a lot of people, that's more effort. Not to me. Because then after you do that once anyway, so if you mark seam, so if you've typed it in, I just have to push F3 and enter. It's fine. And if I don't want to press F3, because it was my last command, I just push Shift R. And it will repeat whatever your last command is. So yeah, I don't... Not to put him down. Like, he's really good. I consider him better than me, but he thinks I'm amazing for some reason. Well, he acts like I am. Maybe he secretly thinks he's, like, amazing, and he just says that to make me feel better. But... Why is the floating vertex there? Oh. But yeah, like, and he was like... He jokingly was being condescending. Like, come on, Steve, you've got it. But I had a very similar thing with my boss. We was in Photoshop when he was watching my screen, and he was like, okay, do this. And I was like, do what? I don't know what you're talking about. He said, just press this. Good luck, sir. Thank you, man. But if you've not seen my scene so far, here you go. Here you go. It's not laggy on my PC, but for some reason, OBS and streaming just don't seem to mix with UE5 like it did with UE4. Probably because my graphics card isn't suited for UE5. I've got a 1080 and Lumen is recommended. Like, I actually had to explain this to some people at work because Lumen recommended requirements UE5. There you go. So this actually, oh, this is on the Unreal Dog. They've changed it. They're saying 1070, but it says hardware ray tracing requirements. Like, it needs ray tracing, and a 1070 doesn't have really ray tracing. It can do it, but it doesn't work very well. So Lumen's actually ray tracing based for people who don't know. So if you've got a card older than the RTX series, same with the like AMD, you'll oh, here you go. It says here. So you can use that, but it says video card must be the 2000 series or higher. And I can still use Lumen, but I definitely get a lot less frames than a computer who is RTX 2000 series or higher. Because I was saying it at work, because they're like, oh, we'll just do this. And I was like, if we make our game UE5 and use Lumen, we cut off the market of people who have older cards. And they were like, why is that? And I was like, well, it's because it's not meant for those cards. It's not meant for a 1070 like I do. 1070 is a very good card. But, yeah, UE5 isn't meant for that card. Do you want to do something with that? It looks more interesting to grip. Wait, the extruder wants to duplicate. There you go. Oh, I left it there. Whoops. I want to smooth that part. Actually, do I want to? They look kind of nice like that. Cool. Now we've got little handles on the cupboards. Little handles. Let's isolate you and you. There you go, so you see what I'm doing. Let's try to replicate using this, so some reference. Oh, what the heck? Is that an ice cream? Lisa looks really concerned and Bart just looks shocked, but Homer looks like he's having fun. Right. So we got two cupboards. Too far. What I should probably do to make it actually symmetrical. There you go. Separate that. Too far. I don't actually need you. Is what I should do. Mesh. Do I want it to be smooth like that? No, I don't quite like that. What I should do is get rid of this. No. Do I do the bevel after that? Oh my god. Take you away. Flat. Oh, okay, 2. There you go. Something like that. 0, 1. Oh, wow, really? Scale. Okay, it's fine. 0.0025. That might be good. I mean, now I could probably do that. It'll look fine. Now, yeah, do one of these on it. There you go. Very sharp corners. Do they have anything special? No, that's all it is. They look inset on the actual cupboards. So, technically, what I should be doing is making holes for them. And they, like, almost perfectly slide in. We want a slight gap. This means I've got to make an interior for them, which is fine. Should I have done it that way? What I can do, so we know there's going to be 2 cupboards here. I can put one in the middle, let each face, do it individually, and then scale them down a single origin point. Okay. like this. Make sure it just goes over. Oh, okay. So that's not actually central either. So we want to wireframe that. No, wireframe. There you go. Let's make it a line. Pretty neat. Cool. Cool. And then pull it into the reaches. Just snug. Cool. Now I want to set this and convert to mesh. Convert you to mesh. That way all these stuff apply. Combine it as one mesh. Mirror it. So let's get its origin point to come back here. Let's make its origin point pretty much in the center. Let's do a mirror. Select the whole thing, drag it, and make it so this is in the center of that snug bit on the actual frame. Go back to what is happening over here. Oh no, is that just the back of it? Wait, no. What is happening here? That's beveled in a really weird way. Wait, why is it like that? What's going on? My vertices. What is this? There's like floating vertices here. Why is there so many floating vertices? I know I've got a headache, but am I like hallucinating? What's going on? Alright. Now, just align that with this. Make it nice and snug. So it's obviously not fully aligned because one side's a little too over. Right here. Cool. Pull it in just a tad. Again, we want it really snug. Perfect. Now I can make an interior to it. So we go to here and then pull it back to here. Come to the side. What? I have got wireframe on. There you go. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't need wireframe. I need that. There you go. Cool. Then we select the interior like this and like this. Do another extrude on the normals. Pull it out a tad. Cool. And we have these interior of the cupboards. Then we can make the door fit. Oh, so if you get this result, it means they need to be inverted. There you go. Then we can make the door fit really snug. There we go. And it's got these really snug doors. Cool. A build project from scratch? Yeah, it's built from scratch. If I show you what it actually looks like, we got this. The Simpsons. I get really laggy when I'm showing this. It's fine. I've said it a million times. It's fine in the engine on my screen, but for you guys, I can see my camera getting laggy. Like when I move around, I can see it go miss a couple of frames. Yeah, so we're making the Simpsons scene in Lumen. This room looks significantly better than anywhere else right now, but that's fine because we're going to improve everywhere. We've got micro detailing on a certain things, if that's what you want to call it. You can use any fancy word to describe things. Micro detailing, mini details, whatever. Micro lighting. Yeah. The lighting changes when I simulate. I've said this before, look. Watch that, and then boom. Although, someone did write in a chat the other day to try to help me, so I wonder if they resolved my issue. It was an Unreal Edge of... Oh, no, there was a Lumen chat. Was that Lumen? Through console settings in editor. One of the was material quality. Check your basic IN. Oh, wait. Someone else made a reply. So someone said, go to... Try disabling these options. I don't even know where he went to these options. What? Is that here? Well, that's not helpful. I don't even know where those options are. I've never seen that menu in my life. You guys know what this is? Light types, volumes. What? UE5. Disable tone curve. Tell me to say what anything else he's writing. Try disabling these three options. So color grading, tone curve, and tone mapping. UE5 disable tone mapping. I'm not getting any answers. Unreal Engine 5. 2015? Last year. I don't know where this setting is. Am I dumb? What is that? I've never seen that option before. Is it up here? Man, that sucks. I mean, he's in the post-processing, but I don't know. You got that. I'm feeling so nauseous. Definitely only an hour stream today. Woo! This migraine is doing a number on me right now. All right. So the reason I did a mirror and everything is because I want to UV map it now. The reason I want to UV map it now is so I don't have to UV map it later. We'll apply the mirror and we'll have them separate UV maps. Because I'd want to decorate them separately. Unreal was not the same as Unity. Like, the way that things are rendered is kind of the same because it's done through a physical based rendering, but they are entirely different pieces of software. So the answer is no, it's not the same. Sweetness. I probably will just do a mark seam. Am I inside the object that way? That's why. One there, mark seam. One there, mark seam. Cool. So now I can unwrap this, and we have this already unwrapped. Now, I don't necessarily need to leave it as that unwrap, because what I could do is when I'm done and I've got all the doors in, align that nice and snug. What is going on with this? Why does that look so terrible? 0.005. There you go. That looks a bit better. Yeah, when you so yeah, you can actually open these one. But when I go to UV map the whole thing, I can then select multiple things and it will unwrap for me because they're already unwrapped. I want to start to learn how to make a game. What should I start with? Unreal or Unity? Are you more interested in the programming side or are you more interested in the art side? When you're making a game, are you going to focus on how it looks or are you going to focus on the mechanics? Because that's a huge decider which one you should use. It's a very important factor. Some people may disagree with my opinion on it, but that's at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's my opinion. So you can disagree as much as you want. It's how I look at it. Yeah, I'll just do the same thing here. This door's technically smaller. Like if you look, we've got barely any room here, but it's quite a chunk of room here. You can see the same as the bottom. But I don't think I want to make it smaller. I want all the cupboards to match, even though it doesn't match in this drawing. I think this drawing's not actually the Simpsons, though. This is just like a interpretation someone did, so. Headache, please go away. I want to do some 3D work. Gonna go to bed early to make my headache go away. Hey, headaches. Hey, Pixel Tuner. I've got a headache. And it's annoying. Annoying. Where did that edge loop just go? Huh? Did I not just put in an edge loop? Oh, I put the edge loop in over here, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I'll show you Mr. D. Mr. D. It's for a look and at Unity. You can get stuff looking really good in Unity. It's not the fact that Unreal is... it's not the fact that Unreal is for looks. It's more that it's, in my opinion, way easier for an artist. Everything's really, really straightforward. You throw something in, you attach textures to a material, you apply that material to an asset, you drag that asset into the environment, you light that environment up with some lights, and boom. Now, that process is similar in Unity, but there's some extra steps that are really annoying. In my opinion, Unreal is better for artists because it's easier to understand, it's easier to pick up. However, Unity, from what everyone tells me, is way easier to pick up for programming. Now, I haven't got an opinion on that myself because I'm not a programmer. But that's what I'm always told. And I trust the people I know to tell me the goods. So I'm going to go about... Yeah. No, I get ocular migraines where I go blind in one eye for 20 minutes and then it goes away and then I get a migraine afterwards. I've had it for years, but I hadn't had one for quite a while. And then out of nowhere, when I was eating dinner, I started going blind in my left eye and I was like, oh. So I took some paracetamol and some ibuprofen and I was like, well, hopefully that helped. And they probably have helped. It hurts, but it's probably way less painful than if I didn't take the painkillers, so... Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I don't need this edge leap. I'll do it the same way I did it earlier. Where I grabbed the face, extruded it inwards. Cool, I subbed to you, man. You make cool stuff. Have you seen my latest environment? That was probably my coolest thing I've ever made. Probably. I like to think it was. Some people may disagree. If you haven't seen it, I'll show ya. Any reason to have a look at my work. Because it took me a damn long time to make it. Can some people consider that very vain? Maybe. But it took me a long time. Thank you, Mr. Steve, for subscribing. It took me a long time to make it. So any reason to have a look at it and appreciate the hard work I put in. Cool. Now when we remove this cupboard, boom, we've got a cupboard inside. Or got an actual cupboard inside. When we move the doors, we've got a cupboard inside. There you go. Is the cupboard the name of the actual block inside? Is it the name of the unit? Or is it the name of the actual interior where you store stuff? Big questions for a small man. And I am a small man. There's 4 cupboards here, but 3 of them don't have handles on it for some reason. I'm going to put handles in it because it doesn't make sense not to have handles on a cupboard door. Unless they're like the poppy ones where you press it, goes and it comes out. What did I do? Uh-oh. I didn't look through it as I did it. There you go. So... what's going on? Oh! I'm selecting where it's cutting. That's fine. So if I unwrap that now, we get a separate thingy-majig. That's not central, is it? Looks pretty central. So again, what I should do to make sure we've got everything nice and central, you can record your units and stuff and make sure things are central that way, but I'm a lazy boy and I don't actually look at units. I don't measure things in centimeters and stuff because it's boring. And I don't like boring stuff, so I would rather not do that. Do this, do this, do this, and then we could just mirror it instead. Get the origin point here, move that across to here, do a mirror. Cool, do a nice clipping in the middle, sweet. Clip it that way so when I pull it, I can make it bigger and smaller, and we won't have any issues. Oh, I should definitely have this lower, then I won't put up so much. 1, here you go. Wow, it should be lower, Jesus. How small is this? Sweet. Pop this over here. This one's really, really thin. Like, really thin. So I guess I'll just do something like this. The top should align probably with the cupboard. So that aligns roughly. I don't mind it being a little bit off. for aesthetic purposes. Cool. Oh, no, that's not aligning at all. Oh, let's do a, wait, no, we'll keep sharp. There you go. Cool. Now all I've got to do is duplicate, and if I want to make them taller or shorter, I can grab them and do this. So that one is wider like that. Yeah, and then we've got two more underneath it. The one underneath looks identical in size. The one underneath that looks even bigger. Make sure the gaps are roughly the same. And boom. Oh, actually, oh no, the bottom doesn't match. Interesting. Maybe I'll just do it equally in the middle then, like, whoops, like this. Now, very, very fun stuff. What I've got to do now is I could do this a couple of ways. I could put edge loops in. Probably not the best way to do it. A quicker way to do it could be using... sorry. My chest pains are back as well, by the way. Could be using a boolean. But I don't think that'd be a good way either. I think I'll just divide it like this, this, right? Because then I just need to grab these parts. I'll extrude them on individual faces. I'll make sure they do that. There you go. Bring them down, bring them out, and make sure they are aligned. So left and right, they'll be aligned perfectly. Get it central. Cool. Let's one at a time and make them just fit. Okay, we want a little bit of a gap. Hello, Letterborn, how's it going? I think we bring in just a tad. Oh, I should do it and just bring that up. That. Select all of them. Bring them in. Can align it with this if we want. Yeah, let's bring that in. Now that's a very, very deep draw. I think I probably need to make this thinner. Yeah, maybe a tad. And then we extrude along the normals to make it have a thickness inside. Let's scale it down a little bit. Okay. So now when I grab these, and what's going on here? What is going on there? Was that just a shadow? No, I didn't. Oh, I did it again. Bugger. So what keeps happening is because I've got things marked as a scene, it's not selecting the whole thing, as you can see there. Cool, okay. So let's just redo that. Well. Down. Oh, wait. Wait, what the heck? Oh, right. I should delete the handles too. Because I need to re-pull it down with those on it. Cool. Getting ready for my vacation tomorrow. In the grand scheme, right now I'm doing some CSS experiments. Nice. Always sounds good to hear other people doing work as well. So I'll put it down to here, make sure it's pretty central. Now I like eyeballing stuff. Now I probably shouldn't. Because the problem with eyeballing stuff is it won't be perfectly accurate. But I just really enjoy doing it. So I do it anyway. Because it's mirroring and it's clipping, it'll do the opposite end for us. It's fun to work together. That's why I like these streams. Unfortunately, I got a headache. So I will only be streaming for another 20 minutes. But you have me for 20 minutes to encourage you to do some work. I swear every week I got a new excuse to why I can't stream as long. But they're not made up excuses. Cool. Now, I can only grab all of them at once, but Yeah, I read about that. I hope the headache is not gonna get worse. I don't know. I'm on painkillers right now, and it feels still so it might get worse when the painkillers run out. Oh my god, megapixels here. Jesus. So I can just add things and stuff and don't need a script. Yeah. If you wanna, so like, hold on a minute, I'll show you. Like if you're an Unreal Engine and you want cube. Actually, what's our collision looking like right now? I've not set it up with collision in mind, so no collision. Oh my god, collision's very interesting. This hasn't even got collision on it. Let's give this collision real fast. Collision. That complex, there you go. So now if I go into our collision option, hold on a minute, what is this? Oh, so this doesn't need a collision. Fine, I'll just go into the actual thing itself. I can't remember how to do it there. Was it just in collision preset? Maybe. Collision. Collision. No collision. I'll fix that. It's the same here. So I'm in a different monitor right now, just enabling and disabling collision for certain objects. So we want no collision on this as well. What's this? No collision on that too. So when you put things in, it'll automatically do a collision. Now, if you don't want them, you've got to come in. Got to come in here independently and disable them. What is left? Why is it still saying here? Does everything have a terrible collision on it? I'm starting to think so. That's what I was just in, right? I want to show how easy it is to do. Yeah, no collision. What's going on? That shouldn't be showing anymore. What? Has it got a custom one enabled here? Oh, there you go. No collision. Haha! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Have we not got any collision for the actual floor? Alright. So I've not made this scene functioning for a game. You would usually do this functioning for a game. So now I'll just use a blocking volume for the floor. Is that... A blocking volume isn't... Blocking volume? Is it not got a blocking volume? Whatever. Well, this will go through the floor, but here you go. To enable collision, all you got to do is come into here, or enable physics, go physics, and go simulate physics. Then when you simulate or play the game, there's clearly something still hitting it. Let me show you in a better scene. That was made to have good collision. Because you got to set up your collisions, and if you don't, and you neglect them, you'll have a scene full of really bad collisions. That's just how it goes if you don't focus on setting up your collisions. But you just take simulate physics, yeah, and it will act like a physics object, pretty much. But I'm going to... I could have a neck pillow made of ice, right? I should do that. You can get... My friend keeps telling me... Well, programmer guy he's in chat... Am I saying words weird because I've got a headache? Programmer guy in chat keeps telling me to get a head ice block thing where you like put it on and it keeps your head nice and cold. I'll just go to sleep. After a nap, my headache will usually disappear. I've got 3 problems at the moment. I've got chest pain, I've got a headache, which will be temporary, and I've got a really, really phlegmy throat that feels like I can't breathe properly. I can breathe properly, but it's like a mental thing. Like, because there's something there kind of giving a discomfort at the back of my throat, it gives the illusion I'm having trouble breathing. Because if I was having trouble breathing, I would have passed out by now already. Because when I'm not paying attention to it, I'm breathing fine. It's just when I focus on it, it gets really distracting. Oh my god, this is running really... Sorry, it sounds like I'm just like asking you guys to give me sympathy for my... for things going wrong right now with my health, but... Apparently I'm completely healthy. My doctors have told me several times I'm completely healthy. They don't know why I'm experiencing any pain at all. So... At least that's good news. So I'm loading up the other scene, and I'll show you some physics in here. And it's a good reason to show off Lumen as well. Take a break, dude. Sounds like you're in pain. I haven't streamed this week. I only stream on the weekend, so I want to get at least an hour out. So Lumen, this is using Lumen, Mr. D. And it's really, really nice because what Lumen can do for you, I've got an emissive object. Here you go, emissive instance. So the cool thing about this, let's do a instance on that. Let's get like a sphere because we can simulate it as well. And let's pop the new one on there. It actually will output light dynamically, even if it's very small. If it's small, it will output light, obviously a lot less, but then you can come into the actual material. And it's only got an emissive on it, so what I could do is then just times this by 500. Might be a bit too much, we'll see. And okay, it was a little too much. We got bloom in this room as well. Let me actually turn that off. This one. Bloom. 0. There you go. So obviously having a little bit of blooms can be nice because it makes it look like things actually glow. But if you look, let's turn off bloom entirely. If you look in the new Unreal Engine, so 5 things, gets it too small now. Yeah. Oh my god. Things will actually output light. Let's turn that down just a little bit. Am I okay? Oh, there you go. So you can see that's very, very cool. Now, physics is super, super easy. Like I said, let's do this. Do it. Oops. Do this. Now, I don't know if I've got the physics down here working. Let's have a look. Or collisions working. Is that my actual collisions or is that my collisions? Yeah, that's my collisions. Nice. The chest doesn't have collisions apparently. For some reason. So I'll actually go through that. But if we tilt this over here, we could try to get a goal. I feel like it's got to be there, right? Let's enable physics to this. I like having fun when I do projects. Yeah, you got to be productive all the time when it's a fun project. Now, let's simulate it and watch it go. Woo! There it goes. And it's glowing up everything around it because it's UE5 and you've got dynamic lighting on objects. How cool is that? I can move it as well. Like, woo. Woo. Oh, God, whoops, I yeeted it a little bit. Can I change the color in runtime? You can if you've got like a shader set up properly, but can I? I can! That's so cool. I didn't know I could do that. And again, it will emit whatever light it is. Actually, it doesn't. Oh, there you go. I see it was a little busted. Now it's green. It was like emitting red. Like still emitting green. It's because you're not really supposed to update your materials on runtime unless you've got a blueprint set up for it. Yeah, that's very, very cool. So yeah, it's really easy to just enable physics as long as it's got a collision box on it. Sortman Dodge always says for me it's most likely the stress that's causing me to get sick and at least once a week, and there's no shame in talk about. Well, I don't think it is stress. I think there is something wrong. It's just it's not killing me, is what I mean. My doctor seems to think something's wrong as well because he keeps sending me for other tests. But yeah, it's just yeah, it's not a severe thing wrong with me. Even though I might be in pain, it's not like it's doing a huge effect on me. Wait, what's wrong with auto collision? I didn't even see that comment. See, the problem here is there's a double door here on this one. That side is huge, but if we actually look at the Simpsons floor plan, well, what someone drew, admittedly, Simpsons isn't a real thing. The scales of the room probably change all the time, considering the angle and everything you see in the show. God, please, just let me zoom in. Oh my God, please. There you go. Yeah, it's quite wide. Where have I got it in here? Oh, you know what? The cooker is actually supposed to be like here. Huh. But then I won't be able to fit the double door here. I mean, this side is way too big. Let's reduce that a little bit. See, look how easy that is. And then I just need to grab these parts and pull them back. Oh, I should have grabbed the top as well. Whoops. Cool. Gives me a lot more room for the washing machine, which is probably more accurate anyway. But then this comes over the sink now. God, the proportions are really hard to get correct. You get sick once a week, you get sick weekly. How is that possible? I have had chest pain for the last year and a half. I've just been, I guess, unwell perpetually for a really long time, and there doesn't seem to be anything immediately wrong with me. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know why it's happening. Maybe it's because I sleep on the floor for the last year and a half. Who knows? But hopefully at one point I can feel better again. Just play hit and run for reference. Not a bad idea, to be honest. I was thinking of that. The scale is really confusing me. I think it is because... But I've aligned this to the floor plan. Like, if you actually look here, look, if I've got the floor plan already set up in the background, and the sink's there, which means it only leaves us that much gap for a washing machine. And a washing machine usually won't come over where the sink is. So I kind of... Let me look at some other references. Yeah, there is a washing machine there. I think the floor plan's a little bit inaccurate, so we're going to have to change that up a little bit to fit in our washing machine, which means this has to come about here, which then means all of this has to move to about here, which means this would then have to come in a little bit. But that does make sense. See, if we look... Oh, whoops. If we... Stop it. If we look, this is only a small gap. So that's probably more accurate moving it there anyway. It's just I've got the cupboards in the wrong place. But then I'm supposed to be able to fit how many cupboards in here? To be fair, my cupboards are quite thick. The ones in here are quite thin. So maybe it will fit. I mean, we can test by pulling these up. Now, these are probably the right width that's not tall enough. Again, you'll always have trouble if you ever make... Oh, I've done it a couple times now. Like, if for those of you who've not seen, one of the best scenes for this example, where I was running into a lot of trouble when it came to making it work from the original concept. That was the final scene. It's all animated. I won't show that off, though. And this was the concept I found from somebody. Now, this is like orthographic mixed with perspective. Maybe it's just a really tight FOV and you're really far away. But if you look at certain angles, they just don't line up. It looks like they do on his drawing, but like the fish, for example, this is facing an angle here. So this fish should be similar angle, which should be more like this. But instead, he's coming out this way. And he's more facing the camera, which isn't realistic in a 3D space. So in the 3D space, as you can see, my fish is facing way more this way. This way, whatever. Because that's how it would look in a 3D space. So when you are making a scene from a concept that is just being drawn for a concept, because if you ask a concept designer to draw it in a way that it's supposed to be meant for 3D, they will try their best to actually draw it for a 3D environment. But when they're not, when they're just drawing it for fun, like this, it's like no shade towards the actual concept artist. This is amazing. I'd never come up with this myself. But this was not drawn in a way that was friendly for a 3D artist. So you have to take into consideration things that won't work when actually making it. So there's a lot of like differences in shape because of the way that the camera had to be set up to replicate as close as possible. So you can see the changes when I just click between the two. But yeah. But then, as soon as you start making a scene from a concept that is just being drawn for a concept, that is just being drawn for a 3D environment. But when they're not, when they're just drawing it for fun, like this, it's like no shade towards the actual concept artist. This is amazing. I'd never come up with this myself. But you have to take into consideration things that won't work when actually making it. So there's a lot of like differences in shape because of the way that the camera had to be set up to replicate as close as possible. So you can see the changes when I just click between the two. But yeah. And it's the same idea here. And that's why you should never worry if things don't perfectly align if you're doing a scene like that. Never beat yourself up if you're doing a style, like if you're drawing from a very stylized concept. Because if the original artist didn't take into consideration all the things I just said, it can cause a lot of problems. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Do I want to make these cupboards a little bit bigger? Like in the other direction? No, they look the same width. Because you can see, look. They kind of look the same width. But they're just taller. I think what I want to do is do that and then bring these down a tad like that. Cool. Now, this one only has a left. So what I'll do is do a duplicate. Well, I don't need to do that. What I need to do is this and then delete that side on here. Oh, I forgot I had that. Come over here and then bring you to where the gap is supposed to be, which is about here. Cool. And then bring this here. Oh, wait. I need to close that in first. So I should be able to fit all that in when this gets pulled in from here to about there. Which is a little bit more, which means I could just sort of gap them out a tiny bit differently. Yeah, like that. Cool. But that means this needs to be moved over. But then it's going to divide the space here. I do have a lot of gap to... I do have a lot of wiggle room to mess around with. I could do something like this and give myself a lot of extra room. Yeah, because this cooker needs to come closer. Again, you do not need to strive for perfection when doing this. It's very frustrating knowing something's wrong but not knowing what. Hope you can find an answer. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm going for some more tests soon. Nothing, like I said, nothing serious. Just standard tests. Like I had X-rays and they said, oh, they're all fine. I had blood tests. They said, oh, cholesterol's fine, blood sugar's fine. In fact, they said I was healthy. They said what they've seen proves I'm healthy, not unhealthy. So they didn't even tell me to go on a diet or anything. So that was nice. I think you're managing the 2D 3D transition quite well. But honestly, I don't want to imagine the Simpsons themselves in 3D. No, I'm not going to do that. People keep asking me to do that. I'm like, guys, I'm not a... To clarify to anybody, you ask any environment artist to do 2D art, and they're going to probably tell you no. Because we're not wait, 2D art? Character art, sorry. Because we're not character artists. It's a very specialized job to be a character artist. Some character artists can make environments, but environment artists can rarely make characters. But it's a question I always get asked. And I always sound very mean when I tell the person, no, I'm not making the characters, and I'm not planning to. I know I'm not actually being mean, but I do think about it. I'm like, you guys come here because you want to see me make something. So when I say no, I'm not doing that. I feel like it sounds a little mean. But I know most of you don't actually see it that way. Get this more central. I know some people get really frustrated if things aren't perfectly aligned. Doesn't bother me, and it never will, because unless you can visibly see it, it doesn't matter. This can be anywhere here, and you won't see the difference if it's on this side, if it's on this side, if it's in the middle, because it's just the flow of the geometry, and because it's a flat object, you won't see any difference. So I don't mind where it is, as long as it's kind of in the middle, it's fine. But I know that triggers some people. Next time if someone asks, just say, how dare you? Without specifying or clarifying anything else, and then change subject. It's a good idea, actually. Oh, I haven't filled those in. It's just such a frequent question. Like, even when I was... No matter where I've ever been, people will always, without fail, ask me... This needs to be wider. They won't ask me that. They'll ask me, oh, Steve, can you make us a character? And every time I'm like, no. I cannot. Because I can't. I've made a character. You guys have seen it. It's not the best thing in the world. I like it. Because I'm not a character artist, but yeah. It pains me. Do you get it a lot as well, Megapixel? Can you make a character? No. I can't. Stop asking. It's not even the... Because some people, obviously, that are very good people who draw. Very good people who draw. People who are very good at drawing. There you go. sometimes I'll get asked, like, can you make me this? Can you draw a picture of me? That'd be awesome. It's not the same thing at all, because they're asking me to do something I physically can't do. I can't do characters, because I didn't train to do characters. I trained to do environments. Cool. Probably won't get this in engine tonight or today. But I'm streaming tomorrow as well. Hopefully I'll feel a little bit better tomorrow. Fingers crossed. That's not fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I wanted to cross my fingers, and then my brain went, just put your thumbs up, Steve. And I was like, eh. Because that can squeeze into there. Then we've got all this room to mess with, because we need double cupboards here. Anyway, but for some reason, I somehow made this go not flat. So let's make that flat. Pull this guy over. I always call it Guy. People have brought that up a couple of times, and I always refer to things as guys. And I don't know why. Ow. My head hurts. Cool. Sweet. Now, hopefully, one of these doors down here can squeeze in there. Perfect. But it doesn't align with this now. Man. Ah. How deep is this cupboard supposed to be? Now that's interesting. So if I wanted this to align with this, well, first of all, it's kind of clipping in there, but if I wanted this to align with this actually comes up to here. And then this whole section over here, that can't be right in an actual physical sense. Like in a drawing it works, but this comes up and it sits almost snug to this. I mean, I guess it looks pretty thick, but not that thick, right? Nah, that's so thick. Look where that aligns here. I feel like that's just the drawing messing with me. I mean, I don't mind making it a little bit more snug, but not that snug. Maybe there, but the problem with that is then I can't fit, because I'd like to make it fit so it aligns down here. But I don't think I could squeeze in. Oh, I can just squeeze them in. Let's make this aligned. No, I've only got to do this. Wait. Can't see what I'm doing. Isolate. Go. Boom. Wireframe. Perfect. Make sure I grab this face and not the back face. Cool. Bring that down to... Oh. When did I put an edge loop down? Ah. Hold on a minute. Is that perfectly over? Why is there an edge loop there? Did I put that in earlier? There you go. Well, because all I've got to do is grab this face and pull it down to fit in the door. The door. And then I got to do this. Grab the door, pull the door up, align it that way and that way. Pull it in. And I'd like to make it align with this. Which one is it? It's that one. If I go clip to vertice, I can pull it, make sure I pull it up. Clip it with that vertice there. I haven't ticked it. There you go. Align with that vertice there, and that will be perfect. Pull it up. Align this with the back. Grab this. Extrude on the normals. Pull it this way, and boom. We should have an interior. Lovely. Now, with these interiors, usually these will actually go deep inside. I haven't aligned that very well at all. What the heck? I mean to fix that, just literally. There you go. Because in here, I need this. Now, we're probably never going to open these cupboards, let's be honest, but we might as well try to make it thingy. Can you switch viewport into material so I can see it in color? It hasn't got color because I'll be getting it in the Unreal Engine. I'll show you what it looks like in the Unreal Engine. So far, we've got this. Some angles look way better than others right now. And it's a little bit laggy for the stream. unfortunately. The Simpsons has existed for a long time. I bet they have a 3D version of the house. Might be fun to compare. Yeah, I've looked at some 3Ds, but each one has differences because everyone seems to interpret. Thanks, man. Everyone seems to interpret sort of 3D elements differently, and I have compared some because in fact when I was making this room, I was looking at a 3D make someone made on YouTube. It was really nice. Unfortunately, the kitchen isn't colored in yet, so again, I can't show you really many materials right now. But we're getting there. We're getting the assets in, which is the main thing. Hold on a minute. Why have I made it like this? If you look it on here, it's flat. Oh, it's not flat there, though. See what I mean? To be fair, I'm pretty sure, again, that's someone's drawing and not actually the 3D scene. It says Fox, though. So maybe it is. Maybe it is the official drawing. You should go check out my other scene. Yeah, Mrs. Yeah, me see. Yeah, me see. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. You should go check out my scene I just finished on my YouTube. It was a really, really fun scene, and I streamed the whole of it. Don't watch the whole me streaming it, because that would be like 150 hours or something. I wonder how much it is collectively, or how much I spent on YouTube making that scene. Always made tiny changes on purpose just to mess with you. I think they do. If you look at like season 1 of any series and season 4 and then season 10, or season 5 and season 10, you'll see like, hold on a minute, they've changed the way that's shaped. They've changed this, they've changed this. Now, maybe it's just because they want to do something different with their episode or whatever, but they do change things. It's really annoying. Because as someone who I like remaking things. Like when I was making Friends, that was consistent because they used the same stage, so that was fine. But when I was making other things, yeah, it could be pretty rough. Back to Blender. How long be streaming? Cool. Oh wow, Jesus, this is very oh. It's better. Oh, also the Steam Deck's awesome. I got the Steam Deck recently. Very fun piece of gear. I love it. Have I got it in here? I'll show you. Oh, it's literally behind me. You can see it there. On top of my mattress. I got a screen protector for it, which I've put on. But I think it's made the touchscreen a little bit... I don't know. A little bit... Boom. There it is. It's really cool. I played Little Horrors... No, Little... Oh, I've got it up now, so I was showing my dad it. Like Little Nightmares on it. Wow, that is not... There you go. The guy just went into the other room because I moved the camera. Wait, this one? Oh my god, I can't even see. He's in there somewhere. But, really good. I'm actually really enjoying the Steam Deck. I've always liked stuff like this. I got like the Xperia Play back in the day, and I got like, I've basically got every handheld device, I think. Well, all the commercially popular ones, I guess. But it's awesome. Just the fact that there's so much potential, like graphics and processing and everything in the palm of my hand, for like a freaking Doc Ock, the sun in the palm of my hand. One man, one mission, one desire. All right, let's continue doing this. I kind of want to keep going until I really feel too beat up. I know that doesn't sound very healthy, but if the music's too loud, by the way, tell me. I've not got the music actually playing, but yeah. How long does it take you to model the Simpsons house? Good question. So, I actually... I actually was hired by NVIDIA to make it, believe it or not. And that was pretty cool. But yeah, music is chill, like it, awesome. As long as it's like good volume, because like I said, I've got it muted for me. In fact, I don't even need the headset on because I didn't want to listen to music while I had headaches. I think it will make it worse. So if we look at it, this was the first iteration that I made for NVIDIA. I made it in 3 days from start to finish. Not, well, it's 99% mine. The only thing that isn't mine is that plant in the corner's mega scans and this little plant here. So it's basically mine. Oh, and these 2 drawings here aren't mine. That's just like I found on the internet that look funny. But other than that, when it comes to modeling and everything and manually texturing things, that is all mine. And it took me 3 days because I booked Friday off at work. No, I booked Thursday and Friday off of work, so I would have a little bit of time to do the NVIDIA contract, and I gave myself 3 days from nothing, from scratch, to make the entire thing. Maybe you should quit while you're still ahead. But yeah, like, I've been doing streams recently. I've done 10. I think they're about an hour and a half on average each. So if we consider all that time as well, that's what, 10 and a half hours, 15 hours. So about 2 extra days there. So probably about 5 days total worth of hours of work time, because you only work about 8 hours inside a day if you want to be healthy when you're working. So yeah, 5 days so far on this. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed most of it. I always get annoyed at Lumen because if you, like I said before, look at the lighting change. Wow, it's looking amazing, by the way. Thanks, man. You guys are so nice. Like, when I was like still sort of a up and coming artist, like I wasn't very good, and I was making like mer stuff. People were so horrible all the time, and that was back when I was making stuff like this. I would just get people coming in and telling me this is wrong and that's wrong. You should fix this, blah, blah, blah. And they sort of did the same thing with like... This one I actually had a really good... Everyone was really nice about that one. But they did the same with this one. Because this is all mine. This is all mine. I got the textures online, but nothing's Mega Scans. Nothing's a model from Mega Scans or anything like that. Because Mega Scans wasn't free at the time anyway. This is all me. But people would come in and just criticize after criticize. But recently, like the last year, 2 years, you guys are just so nice to me. You come in, you say, oh, Steve, that looks cool. That looks awesome. Even if I don't think so myself. And yeah, and that's super nice of you guys. I mean, you can come in and criticize if you want. I'm not going to get too upset over it. But it's nice to actually get some positivity back from not just the community, just from people in general. Because people like to say that, oh, but... criticism's good. Criticism's good. Criticism is good within reason and within a certain amount of quantity. Someone can only take so much criticism before they just don't want to work on something anymore. I don't care who you are and how strong of a person you are. When you hear so much, I know. Sorry about this, man. I've turned you complimenting me into a really big speech. But you can only take a certain amount of criticism, even if it's constructive, which it usually isn't, I want to clarify. People will come in and say, shadows look wrong. Well, what do you want me to do about it? It should look better. It's how Unreal Engine generates them. I can't make them look better. I'm using the way that Unreal works. You know, that's not constructive criticism. Or doesn't look realistic enough. How does that help me? What doesn't look realistic enough? It just doesn't look realistic enough. Is it the lighting? Is it the quality of the textures, the quality of the models? What doesn't look realistic enough? And they won't tell you. Like, and yeah, it comes to a point where criticism gets a little too much. What is happening here? Criticism gets a little too much. It gets a little too hard to handle. Because when you have only criticism, when I criticize someone's work, I won't just say negative things. I will say positive things. No matter what, if any of you ever want to show me your portfolio, I do it on stream if you want me to, and I'll review it, and I'll tell you what I think. You might be better than me, but I'll still try to review it to the best of my abilities. And I'll say to you, if you show me something that looks like the modeling's really subpar and not very good, but the texturing looks good, I will say that. I will usually compliment first, say the texturing looks really good, you seem to have a good grasp of Substance Designer, Substance Painter, and you seem to have a good grasp of knowing what textures to put on things and knowing where to build up grunge and stuff in a more realistic manner. However, your models are a little bit lackluster. You need a bit more beveling, you need a bit more detailing on them, maybe some normal maps to really make them pop. That's how I will talk about something, because if I only said that second part, how are they supposed to know the textures are good? If I don't compliment the textures, if they've done a good job, how are they supposed to know? Like, so I like being positive and negative about people's work. Let's just do a block because it comes up to here. But yeah, it's horrible. Only hearing negativity will always be horrible. So I just being mean for the sake of being mean, or they'll troll. Well, oh, they're troll, sorry. Some of the time, because it's been my friends. My video is very industry standard, non-existent. Oh, Jesus. Hey, man, we're actually, if we get a contract signed soon, I don't know what your portfolio looks like anymore because I completely forgot. But if you're still looking for work, I can't promise anything. If you're still looking for work, I would recommend you apply to my place because we like taking on new people. So, but that's if we get. We're still looking to get like things happening at the moment in my company, so it might still be a while. But I'd recommend applying if anything ever comes up. And I will try to keep you in mind if something does come up as well, so I can remind you to reply. I see too many people get jobs in the industry. This might sound like a really horrible thing to say, because it kind of is. I see too many people get jobs in the industry who I don't believe deserve it. Yeah, still looking. Yeah, man. I mean, we're looking for, like, 3-year. Well, we'll be looking for like 3-month probations and stuff. You might not last longer than the 3 months, but still having 3 months on your CV is better than having 0. Like. But I see people in the industry, and it upsets me because I see some people who take their jobs for granted, who don't work hard. Now, I don't like talking about my work too much here, but a great example was I had somebody in my company a while ago. They're not with us anymore. God, it sounds like I killed them. They're not working with us anymore. And I'll tell you why. So this person was very lazy. And that really, really breaks my heart. Because I have seen friends come and go who tried for years to get into the industry and couldn't get anything. Heck, it took me 5 years to get a job. And it's really sad to me to see somebody throw away their opportunity like that. And we took a long time to finally get rid of her. If she pulled her finger out the last month, we wouldn't have got rid of her. She'd have been able to spend, what, like 6 months. We kept her for 7 years. I'm on 3 years. It sucks. Actually, no, I was almost at 7 years, I think. I mean, I say just, the thing is, you got to get work in your portfolio, otherwise people won't recognize you. I mean, I do YouTube all the time and people barely recognize me. I got my job through my streaming. My boss saw my stream and he was like, oh, you seem to have a lot of heart. Here's a job here if you want it. And I was like, thanks. I was like finally, like, this is a great opportunity. And I sometimes take my work for granted. Don't get me wrong. We all do. I'm not saying you have to be super appreciative all the time of your work, but when I see people like the person I was just mentioning, and they're doing not very much work, they're being lazy and stuff, it just makes me sad, because I'm like, I have so many friends who would kill for this position right now and you're throwing it away. Like, you're not doing work, you're being lazy, and that is tragic. That is so sad to me. How is this modeled? Hold on a minute. Sorry, let's talk about some work for a minute. I'm sorry. So this doesn't make sense here. I thought this was the door, but then the handle's up here, so the door must be like all of this. You just can't see the gap for it, right? That makes sense to me. The problem is I've already modeled it like this now. Okay, so wait. What I'll do is I'll just do this. I'll make the door wide, like this. And then basically, this just looks like a separate piece. And what we can do, a couple ways we can do this. I can actually extrude it in and then make like a piece, whatever. I'd rather just make it an entirely separate piece because it's just, I just think that's a better way to do it. Do something like this. Something like this. Pull this out now. Do a bevel on that back to there. Okay, it's a smaller bevel so it doesn't break on me. So I know you guys are writing, so I can look at it just a sec. My headache's actually feeling better. I'm really focusing on the pain to see if it's getting better, and it feels like it's getting better. My chest pain's still there, but that's one less pain. One less pain to think about. Something like this, and we'll get the handle here, right? Dishwasher. What did I call it? Did I call it washing machine? Is that the same person you talked about before? Yeah, I've definitely talked about this person once or twice before. I tried to leave their well, I always leave their names out of it. I didn't used to. 5 years ago, I used to talk about my friend, and I used to say her name all the time. But I always try to leave, like, any details about them, like her. So this person who worked for us recently, this person, yeah, sort of threw away the opportunity. And the funny thing about this person is they consider themselves not throwing it away. Like, and I'll give you an example of a part that really annoyed me. I'll give you two examples. The first example of this person not doing much work was I gave them a task. Now, I wasn't a lead at the time. I'm a lead artist now, but I wasn't a lead at the time. I have so many friends who'd say, Steve isn't good enough to be a lead. And they're probably right. I'm probably not. But I gave her a task because I was an acting lead. And I said to her, okay. Oh, I've already said her. Whoops. Well, and I said to her, okay. Do you want to make some flags for me, from some banners? Now, I'm going to show you the complexity of the banners right now in the engine. You can time me if you want. I'm going to go nice and casual. Wait, maybe there's a Simpsons clip where they open a thing, or better yet, you make it one way and a few weeks later by coincidence you see the clip and it's all different. It probably will be, but it's fine. So time me if you want. I could do this a couple of ways. We'll do it with cubes, because I like doing it with cubes. You could do a lot with cubes. So basically her task was to make some flags. Now I'm making the first flag right now. We can smooth this. And you can actually use, I want to show you guys a tool that I never use, but I was using it today. And it's the crease tool. If you turn the crease tool, select a place with a crease tool and turn it all the way up, it will make that part sharp. Very interesting tool. I like it. The problem is I tend to prefer to bevel it anyway. So when you bevel, you actually get proper geometry there. Bevel like that. Scale. Why is that so weird? Oh, there you go. Cool. Something like that, and we've got a cylinder. Now, I know I could have imported a cylinder, but I like working with a cube, because when I work with a cube, I can turn down how high poly it is at any point, you know what I mean? And I like that. It just gives you more control. First part of the pole. Now, like I said, I'm going slow as I do this, because I'm trying to exaggerate how slow she did the work. Now, for another part of it, there's another pole here. Grab this. Grab this. Grab this. Grab this. See, I like to talk about stories. I know some people, I had a friend get really mad because I was telling a story about her. But it's kind of a fun being a YouTuber, right? Almost done. We're literally almost done, trust me. All I need now, well, one is to make these not go so far through the wall. For optimization purposes, you'll actually delete those faces. Cool. pull that back in like that, so we have them not coming in as much. And then I'm going to just copy this so we can use this. Always try to copy shapes when you can, because they'll already be in the right spot. Again, a lot of my tips may not be professional or industry standard, but I like doing them, and that's all that matters to me, because I like doing my own thing. I've always done my own thing, and a lot of artists will tell you that my way doesn't feel like the right way, but I still enjoy doing it that way because I like it. Right, something like this, smooth that over twice, get something like this. Yeah, we'll array that across. Now, she was actually using Maya, but it doesn't matter because it's sort of, you'll work around the similar speeds anyway. Let's go 4. You can pull that across. There you go, it's fine. Right, and we are basically done. Cool. And that was basically all she did. I should have actually done the whole thing to it because now it's not gone back to it. But basically, yeah. So all she did this 5 times. Now, how long did that take me? While talking, while messing around, what? 5 minutes. I'm a faster artist in general than some people, and she's a junior artist while I was an intermediate artist at my company. 3 a.m. where I live, so I'm going to go sleep now. Have a go on, Mr. D. Hope you enjoyed my ranting and my actual 3D work. Yeah, so it took me, what, like 5 minutes. Now, I gave it a task on like a Wednesday, and the following Tuesday, she'd finally finished the task. She made 5 of these flags. If you were going my speed, now she had to UV map them. You know, if we want to talk about UV mapping, let's talk about UV mapping. Why not? So, to UV map something like this, it's not particularly very difficult. Now, these bits, actually, so if I select the whole thing and we go convert to mesh, select this. Super easy to do this. Could just select this here, this here. This here, this here. It's actually got these edge loops in it. I don't need. I could actually get rid of these edge loops going between, but keep it for now. Mark seam. Now, I don't know if she did a high poly. Let's pretend she did. But even for this, it won't take very... Let's say it'll take 2 hours at most if she also did a high poly. The high poly was just some wood. She didn't even texture the flag itself. I did that because I had to make it dynamic and be able to use smart materials for it. Cool. And that's it, basically UV mapped. If we select it all now, then go like that, we'll have a UV map. We could cut that up, whatever, we can make it a little bit better. Team Mile, woo! Blender's so much faster. Right, I'm going to delete that anyway. But anyways, so you saw that I made that, so let's say 10 minutes. Let's say up to 2 hours. Somehow, let's say somehow it takes you 2 hours because you do a high poly, you want to bake it down stuff. 2 hours. We worked 7.5 hour days. I gave it a task about 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. She finished it, I think, towards the end of the day on a Tuesday. So on 12 o'clock, we finished at 5:30. She probably took a break, so 4:30. That's 4.5 hours. Then she's got Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. 7.5 hours each, so that's 30 hours. So 30 hours, and then plus those extra 4 hours. She had 34 hours. It took her 34 hours to finish the task. I said this task because my boss, who was our concept artist at the time, hadn't finished some concept art. So I was like, oh, I'll just give her a short task because my boss should have it done for tomorrow. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by something. Now, I asked her, I approached her. This is the funny part. Well, that part annoyed me anyway because she clearly wasn't working. I don't know. I see the other part first. So I approached her on text chat. I didn't actually call her up or approach her in person, so we worked from home. And I said to her, "Okay, how long did it take you to make these banners? Because I need to record time. I was leading the lead artist at the time. How am I supposed to say to my boss, this person took 34 hours to make something?" And he goes to me, "Well, I should have only taken this much." And I go, like, I need to know the hours. If I'm trying to make a good impression as being a team leader or a lead artist, I need to know where she spent her time. And to help her, I approached her plenty of times trying to help her, and she always declined my help. And then she'd complain nobody helped her. It was stupid. I approach her and yeah, how long does this take? She went, oh, the first one took me 5 hours, and the consecutive ones took me 2 hours each, something like that. So there was 5 total. The first one took 5 hours, 4, and then there's 4 left. 8 hours plus 5, that's 13 hours. 34 hours is how much time she finally took to say she was done. Yet she's now claiming it only took her 13 hours. So I said to her, what happened? Wait, I've messed up the hours. Yeah. What happened to the rest of those 21 hours? She paused. She didn't write anything to me. Then she wrote back, have you got a problem? And I was like, so I had to contact my boss, and I was like, well, what do I do here, boss? Like, you know, I tried to approach her. I got her to basically admit she hadn't worked for 21 hours. That's basically what she admitted. She said it only took her, out of 34 hours, it only took her 13, and she didn't have any way of proving what she did for those leftover 21 hours. And I was like, you could have just lied. She could have just lied. Oh, I was helping with a quality assurance team. Oh, I was making documentation. Oh, I was doing this. Oh, my project got deleted, so I had to redo it. So times that time by 2. You know, it took me 10 hours to implement it because I was learning. She could have lied. She could have lied. But she didn't. So she didn't tell me these 21 hours. And that's what really annoyed me for the very first time. Because I have plenty of friends who would kill. Had to reinstall Windows. Exactly. I have plenty of friends who would kill for an art position. And I've got this privileged person here giving me attitude because I just wanted to do some basic work. It shouldn't have taken, even, she said it took her 13 hours. It should have only taken her 5, let's admit it. In fact, it should have taken her less. I could do those flags in about probably 30 minutes. If I was being serious. I mean, even if it took her 13 hours, it's fine. But it shouldn't have done. But somehow it took her 34 hours despite claiming it only took her 13. So, yeah. And it just breaks my heart to see somebody throw away a position like that. She threw away her job. She might sit there and probably tell people in her new job now. I don't know how she got another job, I'll be honest. Sounds horrible, but she got a job as a technical artist. She didn't even know how to put stuff in the engine. But, yeah, it breaks my heart to see someone I personally don't think deserve a job. She didn't deserve the 7 months she worked for. She didn't deserve probably the job she got instantly after. I remember seeing her write stuff on LinkedIn complaining about stuff, and I was just like, you squandered a position in the company. You did. And she probably doesn't tell it. She probably tells us we treated her horrible. I have so many friends who would have taken that position. I got my friend a position at my company after this person got fired. Does he love it? Well, he likes it more than working at TK Maxx. It's still hard work at the end of the day. But at least he's in a job where he trained to do it. He spent 3 years in university to get a job, and it took him longer than me to finally get one. And it sucks knowing that people are out there getting these jobs who just don't deserve them. I don't know. It hurts me. It cuts me deep. You know what I mean? Like, it bothers me. You know? I would love to see everybody get a job. I'd love to see everybody be in the position they want to be. But at the end of the day, no matter where you are, you're supposed to work. You're there to work. Not there to just mess around and not get anything done. If that's what you want to do, is mess around and not do any work, then you shouldn't have the job. I don't know. I had people push back on me as well. I had people tell me I was wrong. No, Steve, you're wrong. Maybe she's got problems at home. Maybe this, maybe that. And I was like, I get that. Maybe she did have problems at home. I don't think she did because of the way she acted. Who replies back to somebody that's supposed to be their lead? Have you got a problem? That's not a normal response. That's not a very respectable response. Gotta get going, get stuff. I've got stuff to do. See you later. Have a good one. Enjoy your vacation. I think I've got to the point where I'm not necessarily a strict boss. I've just got a strict mindset on work. Because I know a lot of people are lazy and stuff. But don't get me wrong, I'm lazy at times. Some days I barely do any work because it's easy to get burnt out, and sometimes you just need that little bit of a break. But I always pick up the work and I always get extra stuff done. But yeah, like, so if that's the level of work required for your players, whether you right, everyone keeps saying it to me. Every time I tell people a story, they're like, "That's all it is." Like, even people who aren't 3D artists are like, "Oh, let me help you." I'm not saying that everyone needs to be like the hardest worker in the world. I'm not. Don't get me. I worked at Lidl's and Coral. Oh, Lidl's is a good example. And there was people there who would work their butt off and make everyone else look bad. Nah, I don't expect that kind of work from people. I just expect you to do normal work. I don't know how or when that somehow became a very high requirement, but for some reason people are starting to act as if that is a high requirement. Just putting in standard amount of work is somehow a high requirement, and that's baffling to me. Like, what? Do this. Wait, no, I won't do that. I'll make you what a flak pod so you can drink more. Good. I don't know what it is, but I don't think I know many programmers who have had trouble finding work, but artists, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good they are. I know some really good artists. All of them seem to struggle. Almost all. I know a very, very small handful who seem to fall into a job really, really easily. But other than those exceptions, almost every artist I know always seems to have trouble finding work, myself included. And that's really sad. I want everyone to have their dream job. I want everyone to do what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Like, especially if you spent 3 years in university studying for it, I want you to get the job you want. You put yourself into debt for what? Starving artists, exactly. The thing is, a lot of us can do the work. And that's the sad part, is we can do the work, but no one will give us a chance. No one will stand up and say, yeah, you know what? Like, I didn't even get an interview after 6 years. In fact, my boss didn't even give me an interview. He just gave me the job because he liked me. We just talked very briefly, not really an interview, and he just said, I like you, here's a job if you want it. I've never had a single interview. And that's crazy. When I tell people that, they're always like, oh, they either think I'm lying, or they're like, oh, you must have done something wrong. And then every time I show them my portfolio or my CV, yo, how's it going, Gmod and Half-Life 2 experiments? Yeah, every time I tell people that it took me, that I have never had a single interview in my life, for 3D art, should I say. I've had an interview for, like, retail work. They're always like, what? If this game is just a project, I have, like, all the Half-Life 2 models and, like... You need to extract them yourself. That must take a really long time. Cool, that's kind of looking like their dishwasher. Yeah? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But it's not, does not know. It's fast. It does not know. Jesus. It's fast. Oh, okay. Color me impressed. Mark last. Oh, no, I did write it right. I have not had a single interview, Megapixel. Not one. I've applied for probably over 200 art jobs. And you know what? I'm a liar. For that 6-year gap, I hadn't had an interview. I've had a couple of interviews while I've had a job. But for that 6-year gap of applying for probably over 200 jobs, I didn't have a single interview. Nobody gave a damn. Nobody wanted me. I have a lot of respect for my boss for finally being the first person to at least give me a shot. My friend said I should write a book. Because he was like, that's pretty unheard of. Like, he doesn't know anybody who's had as much of a hardship as I had to try to at least get into a position I want to get in. Cool, that fits nice and snug. That looks pretty accurate too. I know it's just sort of basic shapes. I need the star. Yeah, I need the star. Upload 2D models can be a nice thing to base other models on. Yeah, that's actually super good. I don't need them because I don't know if you've looked at my previous work. I don't make anything that I really would base anything. But that's a really good idea. Getting other models to base models off of is actually really useful. I do that sometimes at my current job, because it can really speed up the workflow. I have to completely agree on that point. This star looks so janky. How many sides is it? 5-sided star? What's the best way to make a star? Like that? No, that's a 4-sided star. Ah, I thought that was a really smart way to do it then. Wait, that's still only 4-sided. Hold on a minute. Point. Freaking get rid of these. Get rid of. Wait, hold on a minute. Get rid of. Oh my. Not like that. Yeah, weapon's a really good idea. I mean, again, I don't need any of them, but super good idea to work off them like that. Let's get this. Separate. I don't know why I'm making a star so difficult. I feel like this is way easier than I'm making it. Yeah, no one, Megapixel, sorry. No one ever believes me that I could never find a job in that length of time. I hope you can, at the very least. Believe me. Now, let's make the star a bit more even. There you go, and we have a star. Bring out a little bit. There you go. Bit of a fatter star. And I kind of want to add extra bits. Well, if I do this, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. But then if I this, aha, like that, and I want to make a little bit of a fat star, like that. Perfect. Nice. If I do that now, hold on a minute. If I apply the mirror, God, and then do that, we'll have a star. That is filled in a terrible way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all that and then just make a huge engon. I know how much people like engons. Only faces. There you go. Oh. Only edges and faces? No. There you go. Cool. Not separate. Sweet. Fill it in. Cool. Do I make it a little bit 3D? I don't think I need to. Let's move this over. Pop it on here. Slap it on with the Mighty Zeus. And slightly tilt it. And pull it forward. Pull it over. I can understand not getting the job, but no, not having an interview is very odd, right? Everyone said the same thing to me. When my boss hired me and I told him that, he was like, what? He was completely blown away that when I told him I hadn't had a single interview. I technically had one art test. Technically, but it was never followed by an interview. But even then, that's incredibly baffling. Can't see it, annoyingly. Because it's not going to cast a shadow or anything. If I do that, there you go. Pull out a little bit more, you'll see it at the very least. Cool. We got that part done. If you want to have low poly models and upscale them, if you need to upscale, yeah, exactly. We need a training rack. We need a sink. You should subdivide. I don't think I need to subdivide on that. I mean, it looks exactly like how it's supposed to look. Like, subdividing will just... Whoops, I selected the wrong thing as I did that. Subdividing will just, like, mess it up, as you can see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I thought low poly's here. Sorry. I thought you were talking about this. Oh, yeah. Well, it depends actually what you want. If you look for a low poly scene, it's not too big of a deal if you keep it low poly. But you gotta get good textures for it, so... It's all sort of personal preference at the end of the day. I'm telling you how... Yeah. So what you do is like... I forgot... Oh, I didn't actually put holes in these. Let me do that. See this one. Yeah. One. Yeah. I can actually move this over a little bit. They can give us a little bit more room for that one. Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to do that because I wanted this to align with that, didn't I? I mean, I technically can make this a little bit wider here. With a tad more room. Actually, a little bit wider. Tad more room. Tad more room. Actually, that looks like it's pretty central. Let's do something. It's cool. Grab this. Oh, wait, Jesus. We do like... Yeah, I'm a... Oh, I'll show you my art station. I've been modeling since I was 13 years old. I mean, here you go. I'll show you actually some props. Here you go. That's not the first image that should be here. Is it going to load? First image. There should be another image here. This one. That's nice prop. Thank you. Yeah, I'm usually a stylized artist, but I do have... It won't load the first image. The first image looks the nicest, but unfortunately... I'll be back. Okay. Boom. Extrude manifold. I don't even know what manifold means. I see it a lot. I might have to tell Gmod and Half-Life Experiments to write in longer sentences. So chat is... I know people don't talk too much in my chat anyway, but it spams the chat a little bit. In fact, I'm surprised if I had a bot on the chat, it would have already like given him a temporary timed ban thing because of how many messages sending. I don't have a bot on my chat, but if I did. Right, so let's one at a time now. I'll quickly get the interiors these done. My headache feels way better now, but I want to save a lot of work for tomorrow. And we've been streaming for like 2 hours. I worked all day today, so the fact that I'm also doing this is not necessarily impressive, but hold on a minute. Why did I do that? I want to just get into here. There you go. Cool. Again, I want to mostly perfectly align them. Cool. How does it make you feel, Megapixel? Are you still there? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I feel it's a pain. It is in Maya. I never have the problem in here, though. Blender rules. I was going to ask, how does it make you feel when you see somebody use a 3D kit that they got from, like, the Unreal Engine and then write on their description on YouTube, like, I made this in 24 hours, and all they've done is get kits off the store. Wait, how did I not... Is that not aligned with that? Oh, whoops. One really annoyed me the other day because it wasn't, to be fair, the developer, the person who usually makes the video, I'm like, cool, you're a level designer there. That's what I say. But usually it's not the content creator that usually gets to me. Because not all of them will say, I made this when they don't. What they will do is they'll just make it and then some people start assuming what they've made. Does this not align? Hold on a minute. How is... What? Eh? I'm doing that, and I'm clipping it to this. But it doesn't... Is it down there? Oh, look, it's slightly higher than it. Clip to that. Oh, there you go. What? Why wasn't it working out here? Yeah, it's what people write. And more often than not, people be like, what? You made this in this time? Companies have no excuse. And every time I'm like, what do you mean companies have no excuse? This guy didn't make any of this. It frustrates me every time. I always feel like I sound like a scumbag because it's like, oh, Steve, you're getting mad for no reason. But honestly, it's so upsetting seeing people get all this credit when artists spend... The guy literally wrote, you've done more work than thousands of workers. They have no excuse or something. And then people started giving him grief, telling him he was basically being mean, because he was. He's like, why is everyone giving me grief? And I literally wrote in a comment, I was like, you literally just insulted thousands of workers and you're confused to why you're getting grief? I was like, what? All right, that's pretty good. We made that today. And that's about it. Hold on a minute. Is that all I've done? Whoops. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Yeah, no, Sunday. I do Sunday streams, not Saturday now. I'll catch you guys Sunday. Bye.